It's Friday, September 18th. I have girls with me, don't I? Yeah. Did you hear me say good morning? Did you hear me say good morning? There's Maisie Daisy and there's Pearl with her back to you over there. Oh, she's got an itch. Yeah, we'll cuddle you. Yeah, good morning. Yeah. She's a cuddle girl. And I've been combing her. We got to start combing her regularly now, right? Or you're going to get matted. Me too, now that I have more hair. I don't really have more hair. It just seems like it. Friday already. Oh my gosh. Thank God it's Friday for all of you 9-to-5ers. Is there such a thing anymore? I don't even know. Do people work from 9 to 5 when they work at home? I never did. I mean, I worked my whole amount. Just didn't seem to be 9 to 5. Right, puppy? The problem with working at home is you can work too long, right? Yeah, that's my problem. That's not your problem. I got a face. I got a face right there. Yeah, I do. I got a face. All right, now we're talking. Okay. Oof, I'm wearing my Novelli. That's the bottom of it. I've got a thing underneath, don't worry. I haven't worn it. I have gotten nowhere out of it this summer. The first time I wore it, I snagged it on the back of one of these chairs, and so I have a big snag on the back, and I put it on my to be fixed pile and never fixed it. And I found my to be fixed pile, which is another sweater I didn't wear all summer that I love, that needs more attention. But my plan is to just pull the snag onto the inside of this, and I never did it. So I'm wearing it. I'm going to take it off, pull the snag, and put it back on and wear it today. Because I do love it. I hated knitting it, but I do love it. I mean, it's yummy. And it has color work. Look at that. Yeah. Too bad I didn't enjoy it, because I do love color work. Anyway, good morning. I'm feeling a little better today, and I don't know why. My tooth, I have a tooth. My tongue knows which one it is, but I think it's this one. Yeah. Is cracked along the top, and the back half of it broke off. And that happened about 4 or 5 years ago. And I got a filling on it, which was great. And then 2 years ago, when Dennis and I were on our way to Egypt for our sailing up the Nile trip, we stopped in London for a few days. We have friends in London. And Leslie came down from Hastings and up, and met us there. And we went to a wonderful museum, the Soames Museum, where we saw Seti I's sarcophagus. We later went to the Cairo Museum and saw Seti I's mummy. And we had tea at Fortnum and Mason, and we had a wonderful afternoon. It was so fun to meet her. But that morning, before I met her, when I was trying to open the shampoo bottle in my hotel room, I broke the filling off, and so my tooth was a half tooth. And I wasn't sure if it was the same tooth. I'm only sure this is the same tooth. Well, I wasn't sure if it was the same tooth or not. And so I went to a dentist, a lovely, sweet French pregnant dentist in London, and she said it was the same one that had the filling. And she refilled it again. And she promised me that filling would last forever or until I opened another shampoo bottle, which I did not do. And that filling came out last night. So now I have a half a tooth. It looks the same in the front. But of course I'm fussing with it with my tongue, which is no big deal. but it is not strong now, so I need to be careful because I don't have an appointment till Tuesday after my hair appointment. I have a hair appointment on Tuesday, and after my hair is done, I will go and get my tooth fixed. So that's my big news. Leslie, my tooth is back in the same condition as it was when we met. But at least now I know I didn't break another one. It's the same one. When I saw Leslie, I wasn't sure. It wasn't until I got to the dentist the next day that she told me it was the one that had a filling already. So I was a little more worried when I was with Leslie, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've broken another tooth. And I was on my way to Egypt. And I just thought, you know, I'll feel more comfortable having this tooth fixed in England, where I speak the language, although my dentist was French, but she speaks English. And I don't, you know, I don't know. I suppose it wouldn't have been that hard to find a dentist in Cairo that spoke English. But we were there. As it turns out, I just asked the concierge at the hotel, and I walked around the corner to the dentist, and it worked out fine. For 2 years. So anyway, that's the news. More news. I had my physical therapy yesterday. I told her that my leg kind of felt like I went through the ringer after the last one, and she said, "Oh, did it hurt around your kneecap?" And I said, "Not really. It was everything else." She says, "Oh, that's good." She's really cute. She says, "I know it's not good for you, but that's really good. That's the muscles working hard." And I'm like, okay, well, I'll consider it good too. But she did remove she had added a stretch that I did at one time, and it hurt my knee. I told her, and so I didn't do it again. I said, I made an executive decision to not do it again. It hurt. She said, "Oh, that's great. That's great. In fact, we don't need to do that one. That was just for symmetry." I'm like, okay, good. I don't need symmetry, I guess. I already don't have symmetry on my legs. My left leg is significantly smaller than my right leg. I mean, when I measured myself at the beginning of September. I started the keto thing in the middle of July, and you know, I started losing weight right away, and I didn't think to measure myself till like July or September 6th or something, but I wrote it in my book. And so I measured everything. My right thigh was almost 10% bigger than my left thigh, and my right calf the same. But I knew that because when I put on a pair of pants, my legs are different sizes. Like I'll put on, like right now, I'll put on, I'm wearing a size 12 pants now. And my right leg is slightly tight, and my left leg is loose on the pants. I mean, there's, and the difference has, well, actually I haven't, could be the difference is still 10%, but because they're so much smaller that it's, you know, it's smaller, but it's noticeable. My calves, you can notice. I mean, if, you know, when I'm walking in my shorts, you can see that my right calf is bigger than my left calf. It's obvious. Where was I going with that? Oh, symmetry. So I'm never going to have symmetry anyway, so, you know, whatever. I told her that my knee hadn't hurt at all. It was like my knee telling me, you don't need the physical therapy stuff. You know, I mean, the muscles hurt, but the knee didn't hurt. She said, yeah, you know, you just need to think about, I forget the exact phrase, you know, she used, but basically, yeah, you know, it's just, a lot of people have the same reaction. Some people don't come back to physical therapy. She said, but you know, you need to just decide what kind of life you want to have, you know. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. You have to decide the kind of life you want to have. And I want to have a life where I can walk up and down the trail to the monastery instead of being, you know, crippled. I don't want to have to stop and say, gee, can my knee take that? You know, when you're at the bottom of this huge long flight of steps going up to the Philadelphia Art Museum, do you want to, of course, that's not the entrance, I don't think. But you know what I mean. Like Rocky when he went up. You know, you want to be able to do the steps. You want to be able to do the steps. Dennis is already worried that I'm not going to do the steps enough if we end up building a house with a bedroom on the same level as the living area. The sun just looked like it was trying to come out, but we still have our high haze. I didn't show you my earrings yesterday, but I think you saw them. They were just plain silver hoops. These are cute little, these little hoops, little rope style hoop. And then it's got a little charm on it. I have no idea where I got these earrings, but that charm just slips right off. So, you know, I could make a gajillion little charms that could go on this or whatever. Oh, look, this is like sunshine. I haven't really seen like sunshine and shadow for a while in the morning. It's pretty early this morning. Okay. I just want to say, hope you're all great. Do great. If you don't want to hear this, because there's definitely TMI coming. I'm telling you now, because I had to run down the stairs, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't run, but I was quickly going down the stairs this morning because I thought I heard the doorbell. But this is going to definitely be TMI, so do, you know, I'll say goodbye and stay well to anybody who doesn't want to hear the TMI, and, you know, so I get that. But I had my physical 2 weeks ago today, and she's talking to me about, you know, I got a DEXA scan, which I never heard back about, and I need to call her and find out the story of my DEXA scan and get a copy of my information, because I want to know about that. And I'm supposed to go get a blood test, which I haven't done. And she talked to me about colonoscopy. And I said, no way, Jose, am I doing a colonoscopy? I did a colonoscopy when I was like 55. I'm 66 now. I was 50 or 55. I did a colonoscopy for my mother as a gift. I gave the results to my mother for Christmas. Because she had a friend who had colon cancer, and so she was like, absolutely everybody has to get a colonoscopy. So I got a colonoscopy for my mother, which was completely clear. And I said, I'm not doing that again. And so now you can, you know, they have this little card, and you can get a little scooper and put a little poop on the card and send it in. I've done that. Well, apparently that doesn't give them enough sample. So now they have a thing where they give you a plastic bin on a plastic toilet seat that you put under your toilet seat, and you poop into this plastic thing. I mean, it's literally this big. And it has their own, you know, their own UPS box with a zippy bag inside, and, you know. Well, I've been a little constipated lately. Every once in a while, you know. And so, it's been a week. We've had this thing for a week, and I haven't really actually had the chance to do my duty into my plastic bin. So I did last night, which was such a relief. Any of you who are constipated, you know what a joy a good bowel movement is. Let me tell you. No wonder I'm feeling better. But I did it, you know. Anyway. So I had to, you know, I did all the procedures, put the lids on, the labels on, closed it carefully, put the stuff, did the this, did the that, boxed it up, called UPS last night, and they said they were going to come and pick it up today between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. and where, you know, just put it out on, you know, so I put it on, so I said, okay, I'll put it on the front porch so you can pick it up there. But the thing says keep it at room temperature, and it was going down to like 40 last night. So I didn't put it out. But, so there I'm laying in bed at 20 minutes after 9, and I think I hear the doorbell, and I'm like, oh no! You know, so I get up, I throw my dress on, run down the stairs a little bit, run. There's no UPS truck, there's no UPS man, there's, you know. I think he might have already been walking back to his truck in the time it took me to get there, but he couldn't possibly have walked back to his truck, which would have been a relative, you know, we have a yard, and gotten in his truck and got in his truck out of there by the time I got down there. So, and Dennis said he was awake and didn't hear the doorbell. He didn't know why I jumped up. So anyway, I put my box out on the porch, and I'm expecting the UPS guy, but that's why I had to get up early and run down the stairs. And so now my knee, you know, I kind of ran down the stairs a little bit, carefully, but not as carefully, you know. So I had a little twinge. But anyway, so so that's it for my TMI. But now that test is over with, and that was kind of, you know, these are the kind of things that are like, oh, I got to do this, and I mean, and that's kind of a gross thing to do. Although I pick up dog poop every day, so, you know, on some level, it's very similar. It's windy out here, can you tell? My hair's going. Oh, anyway, that's my TMI story. But I'm feeling better. And it could definitely be because, you know, I slept okay. Not great, but I slept okay. But yesterday, I made lemon bars. My mother has Mary Lou's lemon bar recipe. I have this wonderful recipe book that my mother made for me and my sister. Got a copy of it too, and I've talked about this before. When I made party salad on my Vlogmas was from that book. And so she put in her, so I have in her handwriting the family recipes, that the things that she made, you know, that were the family recipes. And one of them is, you know, and so we have Delpha's sugar cookies, which are the best sugar cookies ever. Delpha was our neighbor when we lived in town. We moved from town when I was in the 7th grade. So she was an old lady neighbor who made the best sugar cookies. So Delpha's delicious sugar cookies. And so Mary Lou's lemon bars. And Mary Lou has a little asterisk next to it. And down at the bottom, she says Tom's sister. Now, Tom is my sister's first husband. So Mary Lou was my sister's first husband's sister. And it's the traditional lemon bar that you can buy now and everything. It's got the kind of cakey crust on the bottom and the custardy lemon curd-ish stuff on the top. But that is a recipe that translates very well into keto. Because instead of the flour and butter for the crust, we use almond flour and butter for the crust, which is a delicious crust. It's halfway between a shortbread and a graham cracker crust because of the almond flour, but it's a delicious. And the top is all good. You just use artificial sweetener because it's eggs and lemon. So anyway, we had seen a lemon bar show and tried lemon bars a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I probably talked about that, I'm not sure. But they didn't turn out exactly right, but we came and we made 2 batches at that time and figured out how to make the perfect recipe. And so I made them again last night and they turned out so great. You had to double the amount of curd on the top to get them just right, but they turned out delicious. But Dennis was also making, Dennis has this, you know, he gets a 10-kilo brick bar tabletop. I mean, it's a huge thing. It's about this thick and this big and this big. I mean, 10 kilos is 20 pounds. Maybe it's 5 kilos, 10 pounds. Anyways, huge amount of chocolate. Unsweetened chocolate. And he makes chocolate things that are delicious. And he's been making chocolate, just round chocolate candies, you know, and so he puts exactly how much sweetener he wants and the kind of sweetener he wants and how much cream, if he uses any cream. And so he had made a batch of those the other day, but he thought they were too sweet. I thought they were okay, but he thought they were too sweet. And so while I was at physical therapy yesterday, he had taken them all and remelted them and tried to turn them into ganache, and it didn't go well. And so the chocolate had separated, and you know, it was like, that's it. This is no good. I have a lot of chocolate. I'm not going to be able to do anything with these, you know. And basically when I walked in the door, he said, I'm just waiting for them to cool down, before I throw it away. I'm like, and this is a bowl full of dark chocolatey stuff, and yeah, you could see it was separated, and you know, I could see, I get it, he can't make what he had in mind, but I looked at that and I saw brownie batter. I'm like, I'm gonna turn this into brownies. This is gonna be the best brownies ever. And I don't even know how to make brownies. It's not like I have a brownie recipe, but I went out on the internet and put in keto brownies and saw what was in them, and all I had to do was add eggs and vanilla and salt. I think that's all I added. 7 eggs. This was a big thing. 7 eggs and some vanilla and some salt, and got the temperature and everything, and I made some amazing brownies. Now Dennis thinks, doesn't, you know, he's not a big brownie guy because he thinks they're a little dry. And so he ended up back with his chocolate and made a ganache to put on top of the brownies so that they have a ganache topping, so that adds a little bit of, it's like a frosting, only denser than frosting, but it has very little, you know, it's keto. So he has frosted the brownies with ganache. So we will try those tonight and see how that went. But so I made lemon bars and brownies yesterday, but that brownie was a great save. I'm like, you can't throw that away. That looks like brownie batter to me. Let me work on it. I mean, you know, what do I have to lose? Some eggs. But it turned out great, so that was fun. So I'm feeling better. Can you tell? I feel like I'm sounding a little manic. I'm not. But I ran down the steps first thing in the morning. Because I didn't want that box full of my poop sitting on my table any longer. I should have just put it out in the last night and not worried about it, but I figured I want it to be as in good condition as it needs to be when it gets there, because I'm not doing it again. I'm not. I'm not doing it again. That does remind me though, I gotta call the doctor and find out about my DEXA scan. Although she might be waiting for my lab results. I wonder where that prescription went. I don't know where that prescription is, so I'll have to look around. Anyway, I hope you're okay. I hope you're doing well. I hope it rained. Celeste was saying there was rain in the forecast, but she was with lightning, which is not great because lightning starts fires, but rain would clear the air. She's up in the Pacific Northeast. That would be so nice. I hope you all got rain. I hope the rain put the fires out, cleared the air, literally cleared the air. Ugh. So anyway, but I'm feeling better. I worked on my niece's boxy yesterday, and I told Dennis I thought I'd have it done by the end of the weekend. I have some, you know, so I'm pushing on that. I haven't picked up my Silberling again, because I guess I have some desire to finish the boxy and maybe only be working on one green sweater. But I do want to make that silverling and get into the rhythm of that. That'll be fun. I think it'll just be a rhythm and it'll work out great. And that'll be a yummy warm sweater. Next time I'm working on it, I'll pick it up and talk to you more about the yarn on that. So, okay, well, whew. I guess I'll stop. I'll say goodbye. Have a wonderful day. I hope you're feeling more cheerful. I am feeling a little more cheerful. And got lots of birds and crickets. I have a little tinnitus, so it's hard to tell, but it seems noisy out here to me. Some birds. So I will say goodbye. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you are doing well. Stay safe and stay sane.